Saturday Superlatives continue with running backs. And as I mentioned previously, I was in the stands to watch offensive line play because it's difficult to see that on television. So I got to see Michigan State's offensive line look really good. And of course, a byproduct of that was that Kenneth Walker, the Wake Forest transfer, went absolutely nuts. He is now number 7 in single game performances in the history of Michigan State football, and they've been playing for well over 100 years. He had 264 yards on 23 carries and had runs of 75, which is the first play of the game, and then runs also of 50, 30, and 23 yards. So he really showed crane to direction, long speed, leg drive, everything but hands. They didn't throw the ball to him, but everything else you want to see was there on display. Just had an amazing game. Devontae Price is a guy that I've been talking about for a while, and I think the world's finally starting to key into him down at FIU. He's a big back, 6'1 and a half, 216 pounds. Once again, I wish they threw the ball to him more, but he shows you everything else. He understands how to pick up blitzes, and he can break tackles and he can go. Last game I saw, he had 5 carries, just 5 for 165 yards. That'll do. 3 touchdowns and a long run of 68 yards. A guy I've also been talking about for a while, a young man, Jaleel Mclaughlin, who transferred up from a Division II school in D.C. That's Notre Dame College, not university. But he's getting it done at Youngstown State now. Now he's a Penguin, 27 carries, 242. That's 242 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's special. Not a big back, but very powerful. Zonovan Knight at NC State, 16 carries, 163 yards, a touchdown receiving and a touchdown rushing. Everyone knows about Zach Charbonne, obviously, from his days at Michigan, and now he's still getting it done. And he had a great game against LSU, 111 yards, just 11 carries and a touchdown. Here's a guy that I like more than most, and that's Darian Butts down at Hampton University. And even against a pretty good defense at Old Dominion, he managed to get 143 yards on 11 carries with, sorry, that was not against them. Sorry, that was the previous week. I saw him go for 111 yards, 143 yards, and 85-yard house call, and also a 20-yard kickoff return. So shows he can track the ball. They don't throw the ball to him a lot, but he shows in his punting and kickoff return duties he can track the ball. Down at the other SD State, I guess probably the older, SD State at South Dakota State, they have a guy named Pierre Strong who is a terrific all-around running back. 13 carries for 138 yards, 2 touchdowns versus Colorado State. So that's playing up a level of competition. Also had 3 catches for 8 yards. Another terrific FCS quarterback is Ramon Jefferson at Sam Houston State. And at Sam Houston State, I guess, he's now, becoming an FBS running back. Sam Houston State making the transition, moving up. But 153 yards, 2 touchdowns, a 70-yarder, and just 11 carries. He's super explosive. And once again, a guy can catch the ball. They don't throw the ball to him as much as they should, in my opinion, but he can catch it. Jalen Leary is another guy that's really caught my eye. 190 yards, 2 touchdowns, a 61-yard long run. Now, they are starting against some lower level competition. Be very clear that they played Warner and I think Ave Maria, but you can see the fundamentals of a good running back, and he's got the fundamentals of a good running back, and he's got really nice acceleration. I really want to see what happens against a higher level competition. Lenore Ryan has a kid who's a redshirt freshman named Dwayne McGee. Remember that name. He looked great. 20 carries for 189 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, also a catch for another touchdown of just 4 yards. And I have to mention Deuce Vaughn, almost by law. So Deuce Vaughn is one of my favorites as well. Obviously, the Darren Sproles comparisons are impossible not to make because he's a shade under 5'6", and still quick, powerful, decisive with good vision. 24 yards on just 13 carries and a touchdown. And once again, a guy who shows you can catch the ball. Those are the running backs.